Hello, my name is Kerry, and in 2019 I was diagnosed with maxillary sinus cancer. I had some symptoms that were unusual, a small lump under my right eye, and also consistent runny noses, the right nostril to go along with the right side lump, and I thought that was highly unusual. So I went through a series of appointments, and I felt a lot of angst and frustration. The first physician that I went to was someone I had not seen before. He was an ENT, ear, nose, and throat specialist, and he had me do an MRI, and the MRI didn't show anything. I wasn't satisfied with that. I knew there was something different and kind of strange about the symptoms I was having. I had been treated for sinus infections and with antibiotics, and they didn't seem to do much. So I went to see the ocular surgeon, and he had me do a CAT scan. The CAT scan came back and showed a lump or a growth, and he said, "It's not a tear duct infection, and I think you need to get this checked out." And my ENT that I had been going to for years said, "Yeah, I agree. I don't know what it is, but I think you want to have that lump taken out of your cheek." He recommended a doctor in New York, and I followed up. Went in to see him in July of 2019, and he sent me down 2 floors in the building to have a needle biopsy done, which was done immediately, and the needle biopsy indicated a potential cancerous lesion, and from there we prepared for surgery, and I had surgery in August of 2019. It felt like a little bit like a thunderbolt hit. You know, my mother had died of cancer. She had several bouts with it, and so I had that personal experience, and to find out that I now had it was distressing. It's very scary to hear, especially something I never thought of, which was I have cancer somewhere in my head, and so didn't get a lot of sleep that night before. Had to be there early in the morning, so that was a benefit. Just get up and go. Yeah, I have to admit, I'm not a nervous person, but I certainly was very nervous about this. I mean, I knew there was going to be a significant facial incision, and the doctor had explained to me what this was going to look like in terms of what he needed to do to fix things, and I was grateful that it was a relatively short path from diagnosis to surgery, and just wanted this out of my body, really. Just to put it bluntly, I was just looking forward to getting rid of this thing. I remember going in, lying down on the gurney, going into the OR, and seeing a bunch of faces around me, lying down, just looking up, and then just having them say, "Okay, count to 10." and I think I got to 3 or something, and I was out of it. It, I think, turned out really well. You know, there wasn't a lot of pain. There was a lot of swelling. You know, it was a night in the hospital, basically, and then home the next day, and then rested for a few days. But it was just a great feeling to be able to get through it all and get out with what was a successful operation. So as a result of the surgery in August of 2019, my surgeon and I were having regular follow-ups, and that included every 4 to 6 months, at least in the beginning, follow-up MRIs. And I had one scheduled for February of 2020. A couple weeks later, the pandemic hit, and everything basically changed, and a lot of things shut down. I finally got an appointment in May of 2020, and I remember my surgeon called me and said, how you feeling, how you doing? I felt fine. He said, the MRI has a suspicious part to it that we think there might be a recurrence here, and we need to talk about next steps. The good news was that he was able to perform the second surgery endoscopically. So they did a great job. My initial surgeon was in the room, as well as the endoscopic surgeon. Since then, all's been good. I mean, I've had follow-up MRIs every 6 months since then, including one this past January, and all has been good since then.